Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I am Caitlin and this is where I teach you everything I know about sewing and we learn more together along the way. Today is different. We are in my son's room. I'm going to take you through their drawers, I guess, and I'm putting away some clean laundry, so this is the perfect time. And we're going to go through and see what they need, and then we're going to sew up some stuff for them. So typically I do this about once a week. When I do laundry, I put away their clothes and I reorganize their drawers because, of course, kids, they just rip things out, right? But that doesn't always happen. So it's been quite a while since I've done this because sometimes they put away their own clothes, sometimes I just don't have time, sometimes I just don't feel like it. But today we're doing it, so I'm going to bring you along and we're going to see what they need for clothes, and then we're going to make them some clothes, and I think, assuming they need clothes. So first I'm going to show you the state of the drawers beforehand, and then I'll set you up on the tripod and kind of just speed through it, and I'll do a voiceover telling what's going on. So this is our boy's drawers. This is his underwear and socks. That's good. This is his shirts. My daughter did just go through and fold things up actually nicely for him, which was really kind of her. But I just don't want to go through and look at those. And this is his pants and pajamas.
So the first thing I like to do is totally empty out the drawers and then refold everything, stacking them into piles based on what they are. So short sleeve pajamas, long sleeve pajamas, etc. Good wear pants, and then play pants. And then I did the same thing with the shirts. So I have sweaters, long sleeves, and then 2 piles of short sleeve shirts, one for good wear, one for play. And then I do have a little notepad here that I'm writing down what they need. So here's his pants drawer. Obviously there's some in the wash, but he could use a couple of new pairs of sweatpants. His are getting kind of short. And then his tops, he could really use some new shirts that are just like basic and plain.
And here's our son's closet. So he has his white button up from my brother's wedding. And then he has this plaid little button up. This adorable sweater. He wears this whenever we're going somewhere nice. This one he's had for a couple of years already. It's 3T. He's 5 now, but I don't know, it kind of still fits. It can probably go though. I don't know if he'll wear it before it gets too small. Just his black dress pants and stuff from my brother's wedding. This one I made a couple years ago too, and yeah, I don't know if he'll have anywhere to wear it this summer, but yeah, I might have to get passed on. And then he has this rider knitted sweater. That's it.
Now we'll head down the hall to my daughter's room.
All right, we are now in my daughter's room, and I'm going to show you her drawers and the state of them. They're worse, and she has more clothes. So we're going to go through that and do the same thing. This is her sweater drawer. Actually, it's pretty good. This doesn't belong in here. Neither does this. Shirts, an absolute disaster. She just has too many in there. When she wants to find one, she has to rummage through. Pants, not so bad, but she has quite a few in the laundry right now. And then her pajama drawer.
Again, just doing the same thing here, pulling everything out, making note of what she could use. Her pajamas are pretty good. I think probably come spring, summer, I'll make her some new summer pajamas, but we're pretty good there. She could use some leggings and some new sweatpants. Her sweatpants are short on her, and she seems to just like grow up and not out, so everything still fits for a long time, but it's short.
So it's like a shop sweater and then 3 nicer ones. And we got no paint, and then these are shop clothes that are just okay to get paint on. And then long sleeves, leggings, sweatpants, jeans, skirts. In the summer we bring her shorts down. And then warm jammies, one pieces, nightgowns, and kind of shorts and cooler ones. And this is her closet. So her dresses, she has this one I showed you guys. It's a nice swarm one for winter. This one she has as well, you've seen. This is a summer dress. Actually, oh, looks like there's 2 summer dresses on that hanger. Her cousin gave her this one because it got too small. Fancier one, this one that she loves and I do not. And then 2 more summer dresses. So she could use like just like a long sleeve or even a short like t-shirt dress, some sort of like just like casual play dress. And then she has her bridesmaid dress, and this one's probably too small. I made that one for her to wear at my grandma's funeral.
All right, I was going to make my daughter some leggings. I used the Love Notions leggings pattern. It's a free pattern. I'll link everything below that I can. And they have a really great projector file. However, I did not have any good fabrics to use for this, so that didn't happen. And then I just focused on sweatpants. And for sweatpants, I used the Candy Castle Patterns Jawbreaker Joggers. I really like this pattern. There's lots of different options. It's a quick sew. I really like the pockets on it. Didn't end up doing the pockets this time just because I wanted to be quick. And you'll see that I actually ended up running out of fabric. So here I'm just checking the sizes, figuring out what I need. I am going to make them both size 5, but then make the size 6 length for my daughter. So I open it up in Inkscape here to alter the file and get it all ready for projecting. All of this time for nothing because when I exported it, I could not get it to open properly in Adobe. So I ended up just using the regular file. And it was really, really hard to see, which is why I didn't film it. But later in the video, you're going to see how I actually do project and cut and everything. I did a tiny little segment on that. So I just projected onto the white background fabric, and then I used that as a pattern onto this pink fabric. So it was just a little bit easier to deal with. And then I also used this bamboo fabric. This was a dress I made so long ago, very close to when I started sewing clothes actually. Possibly one of the first things I sewed for myself was this dress, and I made my daughter a dress, and I had a little bit left over and I ended up using it for a skirt for another dress. So I used the bamboo part to make these pants for my son. There was lots left there to do that, and I think there's a little bit left for maybe another project too. And then I quickly whipped up the pink striped pair. Super, super easy make. Goes really, really fast. The longest part is probably attaching the waistband because you have the elastic and that to deal with. But yeah, a simple pair of pants does not take long to make. So I whipped up this pair and then I went ahead and changed my thread. And I do have a video on how to thread a serger. I'll link that below too in case anybody is curious on what the heck I'm doing here. So once I had the blue thread in my serger, I just went ahead and batch sewed up these 3 pairs of blue type pants. And if you're not familiar with batch sewing, it's basically where you just have things where you don't need to change thread and you can do a lot of the same steps at the same time. So right here I'm doing all of the work that can be done without the free arm, and it just helps to make things go quicker. I kind of like to compare it to doing dishes. You wouldn't wash one dish, then dry one dish, then go back to wash one dish and dry one dish. You do all the washing first and then all the drying and then all the putting away. So it makes it a lot quicker and just saves time going between steps. Now switching gears to some tops for my son. I like using the free pattern from Do It Better Yourself Club. It's called the Anything But Basic, or ABBT. They have this free for kids, and then there's an adult version both for women and for males. And this is, I don't know, it's a really great pattern. I like it for myself, I like it for my kids. These ones turned out really great. So I've already done the work on this to make it a projector file because I use it so often. So I just went ahead and flipped it so it's on its side, and then I'm going to project it. So here's where I'm going to show how this works. So mine is calibrated where I need to set it to 37.7% to calibrate it properly onto my cutting table, which is what you're seeing here. This is the projected image on the fabric. Here's my projector. I do have a whole video on my setup with the distances and all that. I will link that below as well. So from my cutting table, my computer is just behind on the counter behind. So it's just a quick little spin around. I actually have a cordless mouse so I can bring that over if I need to, and my monitor pulls out and rotates so I can easily see things if I need to, but it's just a few steps to do that. So as it's projected, then I go ahead and cut it out. And this is at night, that's why it's so dark, and I'm squeezing fabric, so you can see there's a lot of moving around, and it works pretty good. And then once I had those cut out, I used the pieces as pattern pieces the next morning because I was color blocking and squeezing out remnant fabric. So I wanted to make sure that it was just a little bit simpler and it's nicer to work in the daylight as well. Then I just went ahead and sewed up these two shirts, again batch sewing, so making all of the seams that I can and doing everything kind of all at the same time, and then I can press all at the same time, and then I can go ahead and cover stitch all at the same time. But before I show you them, I got a little surprise for you.
So I filmed what you're gonna see next, and then I filmed my daughter playing her guitar, and then I went outside and filmed some B-roll, and then we took the dog for a walk. Oh, this is crooked. And then I was like, oh yeah, I meant to film part of a little thrift haul. So I'm going to show you that now. Today's Saturday, I'm filming. You're seeing it Sunday. I went thrifting Friday for the first time in a very long time, and I actually had time to like look at every single thing. I didn't look at clothes, but other than that, so I got a few things. Yeah, I'm just going to show you. So what I needed was a butter dish, and I did find one. This was the only one that had like a lid and a base. So it's crystal and it's very pretty, and it should serve its purpose in our home. Then I found a couple puzzles. My son is really into puzzles, like very, very good at them and enjoys them and everything like that. And we got some from the library a week or two ago, and it was like, I'm actually going to burn it. That's how bad of a puzzle it was. No one should have to go through that torture. Yeah, it was horrible. So I felt bad, so I picked up a couple. So this one, I really like the look of, the aesthetic of the packaging, everything appealed to me. So this is a 1,000-piece puzzle. Shouldn't be too bad. Lots of different like shapes and colors and sections to distinguish between. And then this one looks a lot harder. It's a Disney puzzle, and the back is pretty interesting. Lots of the film reel I'm expecting to be very difficult. So this says ages 12 and up, and it's a 500-piece puzzle. This one I don't think it had ages. Just as a 1,000-piece, but I don't think we'll have trouble with this one. This one we might have trouble with. My son is 5, but he's very, very good at this kind of thing. And this one is neat because it has different shaped puzzles. So there's like Mickey Mouse head and that. So I got 2 puzzles. I always look at the books. I didn't look at kids' books this time, which I normally only look at, but I looked through every single adult book or like non-children's book, and I only picked out one. I could have bought 5, but I just didn't, I don't know, I didn't love them enough to spend $30 on a stack of books. So I bought this one. It's called Dropped Threads, What We Aren't Told. And it's all about these like silencing women, being silenced, and these authors, writers writing about them. So I'm very excited to read that one. And then I got some games. So I got Pickles to Penguins. Have not played this, have heard of it. It's where you get cards and you have to like lay them down and make connections between them. So like a ladybug and a piggy bank, and it doesn't actually say how they're related, but you have to like think in your mind like how they would go together. And then, so like, okay, they're both animals, maybe that's it, right? And then you have something else in your card, in your hand, that has to make a connection with one of these. So I think I bought this selfishly because I want to see how my kids' brains work. I love seeing them do stuff like that, so that's why I bought that. And then I bought this one. It's called Super Moose. It's from Hape, and I really like the Hape company. And I bought this specifically for like when we meet with other friends, with other kids, because it's good for ages, like for all ages. You just have to balance. So little kids can take these pieces and build with them how they want. And then, you know, once they are able to stack, then it's a fun game for the entire family. So we're actually gonna have a games night tonight and probably try out both of those new games. And then, okay, I'll show you my fabric next, because the next thing is like the best thing I got, but this fabric is a close second. This is pink denim. Pink denim. And I think it was a curtain in its former home because it has these like curtain pocket, rod pockets on either end. There's probably maybe 2 yards of this. Yeah, and I'm not sure what it's going to be yet. I thought of making my daughter a jacket, but I kind of want a pair of shorts. Honestly, there might be enough to do both. Yeah, we're gonna see what happens. This needs to get washed. But yeah, it was $4. It's not super wide. Yeah, I'm really bad at guessing, but it's around that, and I'm pretty excited about it. And as a curtain, I mean, it's not like worn out or stained or anything, so that's perfect. Pink denim curtains, who would have thought? And then the best thing I purchased is, I don't know, you probably can't see that, but it's a Scrabble board. And this is a fancy turntable Scrabble board. So a little bit of backstory, my grandma was an avid Scrabbler, and we would always play against her like as kids and growing up, even into my adult life, like up until she passed away. And at that point we hadn't played for a while, and it's one of my like deepest regrets that I didn't have another final game of Scrabble with her. I don't know if she always just let us win or if I was just that good, but I did pretty much always beat her. But she had a very, very nice board, nicer than this one. She had like the deluxe, probably the best one you can get. I think it was a Christmas gift or something. It had the turntable on it, and it was wooden like holders, tile holders, and it had a nice pouch for the tiles, and it was just beautiful. And so we have it. We still, in the family, we still have it. My one aunt keeps it at her house. But I kind of wanted one of my own, and in the store they're like $150 Canadian to buy one of these boards, and that was a lot of money for something that I'm not going to play that often, you know, kind of just for nostalgia's sake. So then my sister-in-law was thrifting, and she's like, I found a junior Scrabble board. I'm like, oh no way, that's awesome. I've been wanting a Scrabble board. And she's like, oh, I should have bought the big one then, or the adult one. And I'm like, oh, whatever. And then I went the next day, it just happened to work out that way, and the board was still there, and I didn't realize it was a turntable one. I thought she just meant like an old school folding one, for $15. So I got myself, my family, turntable Scrabble board for $15. It's in fairly good shape. There is a crack here that's like under the surface. I don't know how that happens, but it's in very good shape. I have not checked to see that all the tiles are there, but it seems like this should be the majority, and if I have to make or purchase some more, then I can easily do that. So that was the biggest excitement of my of my thrifting haul. So now I will show you finally what I made for the kids. Just wanted to stick this in here because it's not really enough to be like a full video, but it's just a fun little piece of my life that happened the first time I could finally go to a city again after my surgery. It's fun to see what people get, right? That's the whole, there's a whole category. You can spend like days and days and days watching hauls on YouTube. So I hope it was fun. Okay, so all of that to say, I made my daughter 2 pairs of pants, my son 2 pairs of pants, and my son 2 shirts. So this is the first pair of pants for my daughter. It this is a Destashify fabric. I made myself a pair of sweatpants out of this as well. I think it's a rayon French terry, I think. So that is that, and all these pants I used the Candy Castle Designs jogger pattern, and I had to pull all 4 of these out of the laundry because they were wearing them like immediately. So there's this striped coral and white pair for my daughter, and then I made them matching of this cheetah fabric, and this is from Minerva. I have a video on this fabric, so I just have 1 cut left of all the fabrics that I won, which is great. I love that I'm using them up right away. And so I made my daughter the 6 and my son the 5 with like modifications. I think my daughter, actually I think they're both the 5 width, and then my daughter's is the 6 length, and my son must be the 5 length or the 4 length. I think I just made him a straight size 5. So that happened, and then I don't know what I was thinking. I think there was a 1.5 meters of this, or a meter. I'd have to look, but I didn't have enough, so I had to make my son's piece together in the back to make the legs long enough. Oh boy, I tell you. Anyway, they worked out. They're so cute when they wear them, and really, really happy with this. This was a cotton French terry. The quality I would say is like comparable to a customs shop here in Canada, but maybe not quite as good. I feel like it could be more stretchy, and other than that, it's about the same. So that is that. And then I also made my son a pair of bamboo, a bamboo pair. He had a gray bamboo pair that I made at one point, and I just loved them on him, so I ended up making him a blue pair. I've been meaning to make these for a long time, and this was upcycled from a dress I had made a while ago. Yeah, he actually wore them as pajama pants the first time, but they're super, super cozy and flowy, and I kind of wish I had a pair for myself. And then I just made you guys saw I just made the 2 shirts. So I made the plain t-shirt. This is the Anything But Basic tee from Do It Better Yourself Club. It's a free pattern. Of course, it'll be linked below. And I did, oh, this is I think Luxe jersey from the Fabric Snob. I don't remember the colorway, but this was from like forever ago, and I just had a little bit of scrap left, so I made him, it worked out perfectly to make him this t-shirt. And he just needed something like just plain for like going under a sweater, or just when we're going to something a little bit nicer where I don't want to have like a big logo or Snoopy or something on the front. So he got a nice basic plain t-shirt. This I made the size 6 in, straight size 6, didn't alter anything, short sleeve. And then I made the long sleeve, and this is Art Gallery jersey, and it's, well, if you know, you know, it's so soft. And I didn't have enough of one color to make a full long sleeve, so I did as long as I could on the green for the top, and then I did blue for the bottom. I was hoping I would have had enough to color block the body as well, but I didn't. So instead I did the neckband blue, as well as this little adorable pocket. He wanted the pocket, and I was like, perfect, it ties it all together. So I think that's really cute. And another just a basic tee for wearing with any pants, so that's good for yeah, like just going out somewhere a little bit nicer but casual at the same time, for jeans or something like that. But yeah, so that's everything I made for my kids. I didn't get to the bathing suit for my daughter, but we are going away on a water sliding trip, so I need to get her something made. So that's like next on my list is my jeans. Those are getting done, and then her bathing suit. So those both have to be done before we go on our little trip. But anyway, she's gonna play some music here that you would have heard in the intro, and I'll let her play some for the outro as well, because she just is enjoying her new guitar. And other than that, I don't have too much to say. Thanks so much for joining me. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe buttons so I can see you in the next video. And I'll see you there. Bye.
Thank you so much for watching. watching this video. We hope you had a good